want to give God praise and thanks and honor and glory for what He's doing in my life. My name is Maureen Cooper, and I am on a protest action for injustice that was meted out to me by the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, Trinidad and Tobago. And I will begin. I don't care that you are doing your masters. I never tell you to do any masters. Those were the words that were said to me when my practicum coordinator came to inform me that I failed my practicum 1 month before completing the same. When I protested that it was unfair and how can you fail me 1 month and I didn't even complete my master's practicum, she did not hear, she did not listen to what I had to say. So she said to me that I could go home if I wanted, or I could stay the rest of the time and complete the practicum, the block practicum. Now, as a master's student, master social work student at the time, in 2009, the month of May, and what was said to me was at the end of the practicum, which was in September. And I went on to fight a battle, or I wouldn't even say battle, I went on to try to get justice for what I believe was an injustice done to me as a master social work student. So I completed the 4 months at the agency. Now to get the 4 months, I was to accumulate 2 years of vacation leave. My job as a counselor in a secondary school is a very stressful, overwhelming one. I do enjoy it, but for me, my vacation leave was precious, but I decided that it is in my client's interests that I am better educated and better be informed so that I could give a higher quality of service. So that's why I made the sacrifice to go and further my education. I did my first degree at the same University of the West Indies, and I must say that it was a pleasant experience. I want to thank the lecturers that helped in my growth and development. But coming on to the masters, that was a different experience. I just want to say shortly a little background of me. Right? When I attended primary school, I failed my first chance at the common entrance examination, and I wrote it again the next year, and I passed for junior secondary school. I went on to senior comprehensive school. I came out of school with one subject, English language, and I went on to do odd jobs. I worked as a cleaner in a mall. I worked in a cafeteria. I drove taxi for a while. And then I believe the Lord spoke in my heart and said, why don't you further your education? Because I always get along well with people. So at the age of 32, I decided to go back and get my CXC, the rest of my CXC subject. At that time, I was married with children, so it was challenging, but I still did it. I went on to do certificate of social work and welfare as a mature student, and then I signed up for the first degree at UWI, as I said, and working family. But I did it. So in 2006, after successfully completing the first degree, I signed up to do my master's in social work. Before getting onto the program, I had to do some pre-qualifying courses to get to the master's program. I did it successfully. And so my master's started from 2006 till I got my certificate 2013. So, it was a challenge, but I did it anyway. So coming back to the practicum. Practicum is part of the master's program. So I had also do a 4-month block practicum. And then my thesis, I passed all my taught courses. I even got A and maintained my grade B average as a master's student. So when she said that I failed, I was shocked because I did all that I can to source clients at a private agency. So when I was sat with the practicum teacher to do the final evaluation, remember they said that I cried, and I cried when I did that I failed. When I looked at the computer, because the practicum teacher, she used the outline of my fellow student who was at the same agency at the same time, doing the same course that I was doing. And when I looked at the computer, I saw, but he was in a different location. I saw that he was assigned 20 clients and I was assigned 0. And that is when I realized that something was not right. I wrote a letter, my first letter I wrote to the senior assistant registrar. That letter was dated September 4th. And I quote graduate studies diploma degree regulation section 80A and 83. I received a reply on the 28th of October 2009 from the said senior assistant registrar. And she said that the fail grade maintained what I wanted. I asked that they do an investigation into my practicum process because the people who was assigned to help and assist me during my practicum, they failed to adhere to all UWI regulation. You will see the letters and everything up on the screen. After the reply from the senior assistant registrar that the failed grade stayed, I wrote another letter to the dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences. He asked for a meeting, and the two Guild representatives attended that meeting with me, and he said he will investigate the matter and give me a reply. His reply also stated that the failed grades stay, even though that UWI personnel broke their own rules and regulation. I then went on to write a letter to the Pro-Vice Chancellor based in Jamaica of Graduate Studies. That letter was dated the 29th of January 2010. He said to me that he will investigate the matter and get back to me. We had a telephone conversation, and he said to me, when he called the Behavioral Science Department, the social unit people, they said to him the reason why they sent me home a month before completing my practicum is because that I was an overly poor student that lacked critical thinking skills. That too shocked me because I got A at my master's level courses and maintained my grade B average. After the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Jamaica said that, I went on to, I went to a lawyer. Because I know that I followed all the rules that UWI said to me, and I worked with whatever tools they gave me, and I know that they broke their law. I went to a lawyer, and the lawyer sent a letter on the 7th of November 2010. After the lawyer letter, UWI did not respond, and at the lawyer office, I realized that you cannot sue UWI. UWI is above the law in Trinidad and Tobago, because the lawyer said to me that UWI is a member of the Commonwealth countries, so Trinidad law have no jurisdiction over UWI, and any decision have to be done by a representative of the Queen in England. So, you know, but still in my heart I know that I was fairly or unfairly treated. So I embarked on a hunger strike in front of UWI on the 2nd of February, and that hunger strike Remember 2 years, the personnel were running me around, right to this one, right to that one, right to the other one. But that hunger strike produced result because I was fortunate to have a meeting with UWI personnel, and that meeting was conducted on the 1st of March 2011. The decision from that meeting was the person who chaired the meeting said, when he heard both sides, he said, UWI is wrong, UWI take full blame. And a lot of other discussion was held, but it was not reflected in the minutes that I got from UWI. At the time I was so tired, I did not even bother to write and say, well, they eliminated a lot of important stuff like compensation and how they was going to treat with me. So I got an opportunity to redo the practice. I'm at work base. I was successful at the practicum, and I went on to do my thesis. I was assigned a supervisor to help me with my thesis, and so I submitted my thesis, and on receiving the corrected thesis, I asked that I got my thesis back, and when I received my thesis, I realized that the discrimination towards me continued, because on page, I believe 93 of my bibliography, I saw where they corrected me, UWI personnel corrected me, using the APA manual of style. And I know that I signed a certificate of completion form together, myself and my supervisor signed that form following UWI guidelines that I use, Chicago Manual of Style, the 16th edition. So I sent an email to my supervisor, and he forwarded the email to the Behavioral Sciences unit, and because he said that it was out of his jurisdiction, I received no reply. I collected my master's. I was successful in my master's. I collected the certificate on the 7th of August 2013, and I also hand-delivered 7 letters to administrators at UWI, and in that letter it stated that I wanted compensation, that I wanted my thesis upgraded, and most important, I wanted an independent redress committee, because my situation taught me that the girl represented me, but they did not have any real say in the decision made by lecturers at UWI. It also highlighted that UWI personnel could break their own written rules and regulations and get away with it because they were above the law. You couldn't sue them, you couldn't do anything. So I wrote in the letter, I stated that, if they don't assist me with what this project that I'm doing, to most important, the Independent Redress Committee, that I will take further action. So today is the 8th of November 2013, and I am embarking on a hunger strike. It will be, today is the 7th of November, because I told you after 3 months, 90 days, that I'll be embarking on a further action. And I am hoping, the reason for me doing this, I'm going on a hunger strike tomorrow, which is the 8th of November 2013 in front of UWI. And I was informed that there were many students that were discriminated, insulted and demoralized, as I was at the University of the West Indies. And I am hoping that these students will sign in and make their truthful comment to highlight the gap in UWI. I also want to, as I said, thank all the lecturers that truly dare to help students. A lot of lecturers were good to me and they really helped me. I thank God for them. And I pray that change come about from this action that we are taking. We have formed a page on Facebook, YouTube, Stop Injustice at UWI. So, God bless us all. I want to thank all who assist me, all who will assist me in the future. And as I said, I am doing this so that generations to come would have the opportunity to be fairly heard, because nobody shouldn't be treated as an animal. We are human beings. And I'm praying that no student in the future will have to embark on a hunger strike or on the struggle to have their rights be heard. So I want to thank you all, and God bless us all.